Hey everyone, so here's the deal. I just made like $1,000 today, and yeah, that was all from YouTube ads. Crazy, right? Now, before you all think it's easy money, let me just tell you, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So if you're curious about the whole YouTube gig and wondering if it's all cracked up to be what it's made out to be, then well, pull up a chair because I'm about to give you the lowdown. No fluff, no hype, just straight up my truth. And to do this video, I'll be answering 5 common questions that I get. Number 1, is it easy? Number 2, how much money can the average person expect to make? Number 3, is it stressful? Number 4, is it passive? And number 5, is it sustainable? So with the first question, is it easy? My opinion of this is yes and no. And here's what I mean. In the very beginning, when you're learning the ropes, it can be seen as hard. I mean, you'll be working lots of hours, you'll be making lots of mistakes, and on top of this, you'll be barely getting any views. Oh, and of course, in the very beginning, you're not getting paid at all. This is probably where most people quit, to be honest. I don't have the actual statistics or anything. I don't know if there are actual statistics, but I'm pretty sure that 9 out of 10 people quit in this phase before they even make 30 videos, before they make the first dollar. And just as a FYI, 30 videos is the general consensus on how many videos it takes to get monetized on a faceless channel. For some people, it could be a lot faster, and for some others, it could be a lot later. But from what I hear in the industry and from my experience, around 30-ish videos is about right. Now, that's the hard part, the beginning. But when I say it's easy, I mean, once you figured it out a little bit, once you figured out a formula that works for your channel, it becomes easy and easier. These days, to be honest, if I wanted to maintain, I can work about 20-ish hours a week and make well over $200,000 a year, just like how I did in 2023 and 2022. Now, what are the alternatives? Well, if I didn't do YouTube, I might be toiling away at a 9-to-5 job, making $30 an hour, working 40 hours a week, which comes out to $1,200 a week or $4,800 a month or $57,600 a year. So that's like double that amount of work and like 25% of the income. Now, in my opinion, that's tough. And like you're doing that for the rest of your life, when instead you can just work hard for a little bit, pick up the slack, learn a few new skills such as script writing, voice over, and editing, which could take a few months to get proficiently good at. And then from there, make more money while working less hours. But anyways, back to talking about the truth of a full-time YouTuber. So question number 2 is, how much money can the average person expect to make? Well, the truth is there are hundreds, if not thousands of channels making 6 figures per year. I myself, after making $500,000 since starting like 3 years ago, would estimate that if someone made about 3 videos per week and improved by 1% every video, that in about 3 to 6 months, they should be able to make about $3,000 per month. Now, that's just my estimate though, based on my experience. So you gotta take that with a grain of salt. And the truth is, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to make this work. Now, I'm not much smarter than the average person. Like back in high school, I was like a C+, maybe a B- average. I wasn't a genius by any measures. So the way I see it, if I can do it, why can't you? Another popular question I commonly get asked is it stressful? Well, for me right now, there is like zero stress. In fact, it's the opposite. I'm actually getting more excited, and I'm about to break this down here for you. So if my income expenditure was like $20,000 a month, which is how much I make on average, then yes, I'd be very stressed. I mean, even if my expenditure was like $15,000 per month, I'm pretty much just a few bad months away from having my credit card company calling me saying, hey, you owe us money. Instead, my expenditure is more like $3,000 per month. And because of that, I have like zero stress when it comes to money. Also, every week I sit down with myself, I analyze everything I've done for the past 7 days, and I ask myself questions like, how can I get better? What are some things I could do to improve? What about thumbnails? What about video quality? And because of things like this, there's always new strategies and tricks that I implement and test out. And as a result, the quality of my channel just keeps getting better and better. And when you're constantly improving, you don't really feel the stress. In fact, it's the opposite. You start feeling more excited, which is how I'm feeling at the moment. Question number 4 is it passive? My answer to this is sort of. A channel can produce lots of evergreen videos, for example, the history of the world, and that's a video that can be watched for years to come. Now, if you fill your channel up with high quality evergreen videos, it can be passive in a sense, but in my opinion, you still have to make new videos to keep your channel relevant in the whole algorithm. But it's pretty passive. Like, let's say you have 100 high quality evergreen videos on your channel, each making like $100 per month, which is pretty reasonable. I mean, if you have like a $5 RPM, that's just 20,000 views per video per month, which isn't much, to be honest. And just like that, you'd be making $10,000 per month on just those videos. And then from there, you can just do like 1 or 2 videos per week to keep your channel relevant, which just takes like 5 to 10 hours per week, depending on how much you delegate. And that's my take on this whole passive income-ness of YouTube. And this is also a strategy that I'm focusing on myself. Now, question number 5 here is it sustainable? I think what people are trying to ask here is, would we still be able to make money on YouTube in 5, 10, or even 20 years? My answer to this is most likely. I mean, YouTube's parent company is Google, $1 trillion company. I wouldn't bet against that. If anything, in my opinion, YouTube is just going to grow. And with the population of the world growing, more and more viewers are just going to hop onto YouTube. I know TikTok is starting to gain traction and maybe some other forms of video content sites might pop up in the future. But come on, guys, it's Google. Anything can happen, I guess, but I'd bet my money on one of the largest tech companies in the world. Now, I want to give my take on something else that isn't as commonly asked, and that's burnout. I don't get asked this question too much, but from time to time, I see other YouTubers getting burnt out, and I want to give my feedback on this because the truth is, there really has been some times where I'm like really tired of putting up videos, coming up with ideas, which is why I realized early on that it's really important that I make sure I get my mental health in the right place. Hitting the gym, eating healthy, making sure I'm getting my quality sleep every single night and spending time with my friends and family, and also making time for my hobbies. These are all the stuff I realized I have to do an anti-burnout, if that makes sense. And I make sure I do these on a daily basis to take care of myself mentally, because YouTube is one of those businesses where if you don't take care of yourself, you can burn out pretty quickly. But to be honest, even if you're working just a regular job, you should be doing this stuff. Things I realized earlier on is like playing lots of video games, drinking alcohol, going down the wrong path. It's an easy way to get burnt out, especially if you're in the YouTube business, in my opinion. So if you're in the grind, it's better to limit those stuff until you're making a bit more of a passive income with your evergreen videos like I discussed earlier. Anyways, this is the truth about being a full-time YouTuber. If you guys have any more questions at all, if I didn't answer all your questions, if you want to know like what my day-to-days are like, drop the questions in the comments down below. I'll gladly make another video on this. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.